Hello guys, welcome back on our YouTube channel. For the first matchup of today, we decided to showcase Luffy Blue Purple, which is the deck currently dominating OP11 in Asia. The game plan is quite clear. We need to use our setup pieces like Vanagur and 7-cost Stitch to control the board. 7-cost Stitch is basically a jack, but is searchable, and that's huge. And Luffy is usually able to play only one piece for turn. So if we draw into our cost reducers and 7-cost Stitch, the matchup should be very easy. So here I have a pretty good hand, because I already had a Kuzan in hand and a Vanagur in the trash. And here I will search with Lafitte. And I will add a stronger. 2k counter is always good, and is also a cost reducers, so that's fine. Okay, so as I said, my turns will be pretty easy. I will just play my setup on the board and wait for him to play his big pieces and remove them. Here he goes with a Zero Juro. I don't think that is a problem. I will just let him swing with him and ramp, because then I will have a small target to attack with my leader, and that's fine for me. Okay, here I will add a 10-cost Stitch. I think that 10-cost Stitch is pretty good in this matchup, because you usually get to the late game pretty healthy, because Luffy is not an aggressive deck. But here I decided to counter the first 5k, because I was expecting a bigger swing later, and take the 7. Okay. Nami, it's fine. I will just let her resolve her effect. Now, as I said at the start of the video, I will just play with my 7-cost Stitch. That is key in this matchup. I will swing with Agur on Zero Juro, play my Vanagur, and then play my Teach. And now I'm already in control of the board. I think that with these new tools, the deck is really good into Blue Purple Luffy, because I think that I'm already way ahead. I don't think that I can lose this game anymore. So I will just keep controlling the board, and I will start to train my 10-cost Stitch later to swing for game. Okay, here I start to use my leader ability, because he now should be able to play his 9-cost Sanji, Big Mom, etc. So I want to prevent that. Okay, he swings on my Vanagur, but I want to protect him, because now I can just play another Vanagur from the trash and clear his 8-cost body. And that's why I decided to keep the 2k counter in hand instead of discarding it. Here we go with Kuzan Agur, clear the board, and I have 4 don't open. Here a Barges would have been huge, but I did not have it. I will search with a Sage, looking for a Barges, but again unlucky. So I will just swing big, that's fine too. Now, as you can see, I'm basically snowballing, because my board is getting bigger, and this board is always with empty. So I just have to keep controlling the board. Here he adds a red rock that is huge in the matchup, because it helps him to clear my board without giving me any resources. And here it will just swing on my Agur, but that's fine for me, because I have all the tempo to just set up again. Okay, here I think that I made an interesting play, because instead of just slamming Teach on the board without any targets, I played a double Kuzan, and I did not use their ability right away, because I was thinking about the fact that the next turn, if I draw a 7 cost stitch, I can go like 6-6-6 with the 2 Kuzan and my leader, bring back 1 Augur with Kuzan, bring back Bargis with the other Kuzan, play Teach, and tap double Augur and the Teach to remove the 9 drop that he will play. So I think that here I made a strange play, but I think that was the best one. Okay, here I was a bit stunned because he decided to play double Bonchan, the proxies are Bonchan. So I was like, okay, that's not too bad for me, but I needed to clear this board. So here I will add a black hole to remove the Bonchan. I will use my Kuzan right away, and I was lucky because I drew a Doku. Thanks to this Doku, I can clear the whole board. Okay, now I will use my black hole. So the board is clear once again, and I can just play Barges from hand, Barges from the trash thanks to Kuzan. And just use my leader ability and pass the turn. So from the next turn and going on, I will start to train my 10 cost Stitch because he will probably just play 1 piece for turn, and I will just stun him with Teach and swing big with the 2 Barges. Okay, I think that I can take all the lives from now and going on because he has no pressure on the board. So we'll just take. And as I said before, now I will just start to chain Teach and swing big. He has a lot of cards in hand, but he will eventually run out of them because my swings are like 10k, 11k. Okay, here I had 7 cost Stitch because I had the option to use Stronger plus 7 cost Stitch to pop the category. But in the end, I decided to play 10 cost Stitch because it was easier, I think. It was an easier line to win the game. And adding 7 cost Stitch, I will just keep the 2Ks in the deck because here I was gonna discard everything that I added. Anyway, so I just decided to add a brick to discard him and keep the 2Ks in the deck. Okay, here he uses another red rock that was also really good, but I think that that's pretty useless in this moment because using red rock does not let you play another piece on the board, so I will just play another Teach and keep swinging. Yeah. Okay, now I will add a 2k counter just to be safe, but it was not needed at all. And my barges are 10k or 11k. Yeah, they are 1 card short from the 11, so I will just use the leader ability. and keep swinging really big. And the game here is basically over because he cannot do anything to pressure my lives. And I have huge bodies on the board. So that's a GG. The second matchup is against Luffy Green Purple, which is the second strongest deck in OP11 meta, and currently the best deck in EB02. Normally, our setup-based game plan doesn't handle the matchup very well, so we'll see how much the new cards can help us. So I start the game with a Maira, and I will add a Barges just to have a mid-game play in the worst-case scenario. Okay, here I will just start to set up my board, so I will play a Dokyu and use my leader ability to prevent the green Zoro. I will take the first life because I don't have a Banagor in hand and I needed to see him, and I was lucky enough to get him from the first life. So here I will just swing to the leader and play Banagor to clear his board. And now he needs to do something about Banagor, because if he just plays the Sage Pudding without answering my board, I can just play another Banagor and pop the Sanjay Pudding. Or I can just play a removal spell from my hand in combo with Banagor to clear his body. He will swing face, and I will take it. And then he will play Electrical Luna to stun my board. And here, I will use my 6-cost Kuzan, that is really huge in this spot, because it basically let me set up my board while guarding an attack that is huge. In fact, here I will add the Kuzan and I will trash him, because thanks to the 6-cost Kuzan, I will bring back Kuzan from the trash and use it right away. So here, the 6-cost Kuzan was huge, and I think that this card is so good in this deck because it lets you set up your piece and block an attack. Here, he will go on Banagor, I will let him go and draw one card. Leader ability. Okay, here he used the Gamma Life because he needed to go to Dawn back to play the Sanji. And I think that his hand was pretty bad because the Sanji was the only play that he had. So good for me. Okay, now we'll just play my Searchers and use my Kuzan that was called from the grave thanks to the other Kuzan. Okay, here I will add a Katarina Devon that will help me clear the board. Katarina is worse than stronger, but that's a good card anyway, because sometimes you just need that little reducer, and having 7 instead of 4, it's huge for consistency. Yeah, in fact here I will use my Katarina and Banagor plus the 7-cost Stitch to clear his Sanjay Pudding. Okay, and here I feel like I am ahead because I'm pretty healthy and with a good setup on the board. If he plays the 6 cost Rush Luffy, that's fine. I will just drop to 0 and start chaining Teach with a setup on my board, so that's not the end of the world. Okay, here he will just play another Sanji. And he will swing. I will just take it. I have no problem to going to 1 life in this matchup. Okay, Kuzan here is pretty good. Okay, and he now will play Usohachi. That is really bad, of course, but he had no better plays in hand, so that's great for me. Because now I can just remove again and play my Tenko Stitch. OPT7, the 6 cost Sanji, stun the other the 8 cost Sanji with Teach. Use their ability to stay safe and just pass the turn. As you can see, I still have a lot of cards in my hand, because all the cards that I played basically replaced themselves. So that's huge for the deck. Okay, here I was pretty lucky, because I got the second Tenko Stitch. And that's huge right now, because I can just clear the board again, stun again. I will just clear double Usohachi with the leader swing and the Panagur plus the Q, and I will just swing with 8k to his leader to put some pressure. Here I decided to not swing with the Tenko Stitch to stay safe. I was risking to lose from the Luffy Rush, so I decided to stay safe and keep my cards in hand. Okay, here I go with a 6. I will just block. That's a free block. No point to not to do so. Okay. And he will play another Sanji blocker. But now I can just clear the board, put some blockers, and win the next turn. Yeah, I will add a counter to stay safe for the next turn. I will just play Kuzan. He will call a Vanagur, and it will get rid of the 8 cost Rush Luffy. I will swing 8k with leader. And just play another blocker. So right now I have 3 blocker, 1 life, and he has 5 attack with another Rush Luffy. So I just take 1, block 3, and I need to guard 1 attack. Yeah, he goes for the Rush Luffy, but his attack are small. He will go with a 6, but 6 is not enough, because I added a stronger the turn before, and then I just won, because I have enough blocker and life to survive. As you have seen in these 2 games, the new support cards were very helpful and allowed us to handle the 2 strongest decks in the format. So I believe that this deck will definitely be among the best, if not the best, from the X format. But of course, we have to wait for the other STs. So see you in the next video, and bye!